That's my fault.
And the question is? Yes. Yeah. All right, so actually I was really excited to do this one. And okay, so I'm talking about financial greatness. Mine was finances. And I was really excited because I worked really hard on that tree at the end.
Is that a money tree?
See, that tree is money. And money isn't exactly like, it should not be the motivator on the bottom, but it is sure nice to be to a spot that you don't have to worry about money. And that's what being financial great is all about, is taking care of these steps to where you can actually focus on other things in life. And I want to say, some of this stuff, you guys are all at a different point in life. So some of this stuff might apply to you, and some of the stuff might be some little like goblet of goodness that you're going to stick in your back pocket and you're going to like, I'm going to hold on to that one for a while. And it might sound crazy as well, especially the first one. In fact, we're going to get into that one. The first thing I would do financially, and this is from 8 Pillars. They did a presentation, and I loved everything that they were talking about because it all just made sense. I'm just like, yes, that is in accordance with what I want to do. But the very first one, the very first pillar, there are 8 of them, is establish a financial confidence account. And this might sound crazy to all of you, the fact that you're going to stick $1,000 aside and just have it off there. Have it working for you, but just take that money, stick it aside. Why do you think that is so important? Why do you think that's number one? Anybody?
Well, I guess if you lose your job, you have $1,000 to live off of?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
And it can accrue interest.
Okay. The one that actually surprised me, because I agree with both of those, how would your spending habits change if you had $1,000 always in the bank? If you, like, because that's, I don't know about you, but that's a couple paychecks. That's a good sum of money. Would your spending change? Would your life change if you had $1,000 that you could always fall back on, that you had that safety net? Think about that. The other thing is, after you get the $1,000, 3 months living expenses. That's on top of the $1,000. We're talking about a lot of money just sitting in the bank, doing its thing, working out. The $1,000, just make it work for you. But that sounds radical. And I know that sounds radical, but that's the point here, is that will change things. And that's what we're looking for, is finances, budget-wise, we're looking for a change. The next one is organize and systemize for success. Find out what your net worth is. And there's calculators and stuff like that you can do, but find out if you're in the red of net worth or in the black of net worth. Where are you at? Track expenses. So do like a month where you're just like, okay, I can track things. Now that's where I actually put these two here. You have AMO, which is like a 8 Pillars kind of a mint, but then mint is free as well. AMO is actually free, but there's software out there, they're free to use, and they track everything for you. You know where your money is going. You're knowing how much you're actually going to be at the end of the month. And then from there, you create a budget. I know it's the B word. It is. People look at that word and say, oh, that's nasty. Why would I ever want to do that? But trust me. Once you have a budget, once you've actually stated your budget for 3 months straight, and it's not something you have to worry about, all of a sudden your financial engine adds another cylinder or something. It's revved up. You don't have to worry about money at that point. If you have a budget you're sticking to intuitively, and that's the point of a budget, is to get to a spot that you're just like, we're going to make it through the month because I know what my spending habits are and I've adjusted to them. That is a beautiful thing. Third pillar is break financial bonds. I don't know how much consumer debt you guys have, but get rid of it, because that is only working against you. Utah is one of the worst places for debt, and declaring bankruptcies and trying to roll that debt under a rug. Use your credit card smartly. Your credit score needs to work for you. You will get to a point that you will need that you actually need to get into a home. If you're not into a home already, that is a beautiful thing. And I know it's hard at the beginning of our lives, but we can actually do a lot of stuff towards your credit score to improve it. And then once you get it, then you're just saving money. You're making money by saving money. And then I know this is a big, especially with how Obamacare is coming out and stuff like that, I'm not going to even go into that one much. But insurance, we need to take care of the what ifs. Personally, and this is just me personally, I've set up an HSA account, a health savings account, where I'm putting money into the account monthly. And if something does arise, I have the money, and doctors love cash more than any kind of insurance. But that's just me. Set up a what if. I don't know if you're on your parents or what, but take care of the what ifs, because that right there, life happens. All right, so number 5, and we've actually talked about this one in this class, is invest in happiness. Are we happy right now? And if not, we're talking about the things we need to change anyway, so just take care of it. Become an habitual saver. That might be, for me, that was a very hard thing to do, because I'm not a saver. I like spending money. But yes, spending money is fun. Like, it makes you feel good about yourself. But I got to the point, I'm just like, you know what? I don't need to spend money to be happy. Invest properly, avoid mousetraps. If you have that one, I really can't go into too much because I don't have time. But there's some mousetraps out there about investing. Now, if you're interested in investing and you want to know what those mousetraps are, talk to me afterwards. And then over here, I'm looking about purchasing a home in the near future. I don't know about you guys. You guys are all kind of young and having fun. But home equity, is it right to buy right now, or is it right to rent? And those are some really personal questions you need to ask yourself. This one, you guys are all doing great on this one right now. Maximize your money. Maximizing your money is just maximizing yourself. Are you in school? Are you actively trying to make yourself better? That's what we're talking about in this class. And then finally, get perspective and give back. It's almost ironic, the fact that once we actually have everything kind of established, we can't just kind of use it on ourselves and just be this own little bubble. We need to actually give our time, our money, and emotions, we need to give them out, because in essence, that's where we'll actually find our greatest happiness. And yeah, that's 8 pillars of financial greatness and how to actually succeed financially in life, according to
Any questions for Tyson? Could be content related, what he shared or how he shared it or anything like that.
Which of those 2 software programs do you prefer? Are they? I've seen Mint in action.
They are actually identical. Although they actually set up a little bit more kind of a goal-orientated thing. But really, you can do the same thing with Mint. Mint's just tracking. In fact, most banks are actually getting towards kind of a Mint software as well, is where in your bank you actually can characterize what expenses were. I know American First Credit Union does that, and it's very nice. Yeah, you just have to select the category of a drop-down or create a category, and it actually will give you like pie charts and fun stuff like that. And those are exactly what Mint and Amo do.
I think it's interesting. Why do they have established financial number 1 before number 3?
See, that's the crazy thing is, and really, I would actually do it the opposite way. But as you create that account, as you have that money off to the side, that money will start making money for you. And you're taking that interest rate to pay off those financial bonds and stuff like that, as well as the amount of money you're putting into it as well. So it looks like it might be opposite, but it works really well the way it is.
And what kind of are this regular savings, or are they talking about like, I don't know, I don't even know anything really. Are they talking like aggressive saving?
Not really aggressive, because you need access to that amount. If something went wrong, you need to get access to that account within 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they actually say, and something I did not put in there, is a fourth of that, you actually just want that in cash. And then 750, you want that working towards you, like something. So that would be like an aggressive savings account. But you still need to get at that money, so it can't be too aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to kind of figure out that happy medium between your $1,000 confidence. But I like the fact that 250 is in cash, somewhere that's safe,
Mm-hmm.
in a safe and stuff like that. But the full amount, because really if something emergency-wise happened, $250 normally would cover most of that. And if you had like a couple days where you had to get at the rest of it, you still stay afloat. But it's they put it in order. It doesn't